All right, so this was my final race at Barcelona, um, and this was the final race of the week that I did. And I'd been practicing all week and driving in a few races and having some success and not success. But overall, I like the way I end this particular race. It does well for me, and it did well for my confidence going into the following week. So we'll take a look.
Just be careful, okay?
Okay, so first lap down, and you can see that this is where the accidents tend to happen, is that first lap. As my last race of the season, normally I'm really timid in the first lap. And for good reason, as you can see with these drivers. But for me, I decided I was going to be a little more aggressive this race, and safety rating and I rating be damned. I wanted to kind of give it my all, but I'm still being cautious. And I found that everybody in this race was actually pretty respectful of each other, and so that makes it a lot of fun to me. As you saw, I'm kind of conservative at the beginning of the race because I know that people like this guy here are going off the track, and if I can just stay on the track for the initial part of the race, I'm going to gain a few positions.
Go ahead and pass on the left.
For a bit, but I knew this guy, I had seen him race before, and I knew he had way more pace than I did. And I was kind of holding him up rather than getting his his way until he couldn't pass me, which is fine. I was just hoping to do well. I started, I think, 9th in this race. Both of these guys have just passed me. I've seen driving in this category, and they're generally faster than me. Excited about that at this point because here I've actually had a clean pass, and that's usually just hoping people in front of me wreck. And this was a race where I actually made a few passes that I liked. So we end that lap in 5th position. It's lap 4 of 15. We're starting on 15. That guy is falling behind 2 places at this point. He's going to make this time out. It's pretty aggressive. You can see the guy in front of me is just taking off, which is why I let him pass. On this guy's part. Really was faster than me. It's not going to last though. Times when you see a guy weave like this guy behind me, he's trying to make me think he's going to do a lunge at that point. And it can, especially somebody like myself where it can get to me sometimes. I'm not the most experienced at it. So, but in this case, like I said, I had a lot of practice on this track and was feeling really confident. So I kind of just kept my cool there. Also notice this guy in front of me, well, he's got a bit of a gap to me. He hasn't completely pulled away. And I'm feeling pretty good about staying on him. And I feel like if I can just stay on him, people behind me are going to stay back there. Take a look at what happened back here, because as you can see, I'm no longer being pursued closely. And again, this is one of those things where I think my practice paid off. These guys back here were pushing pretty hard. I'm gonna back it up just a little bit further because a couple of places get lost here. All right. You can see I'm gaining a lot of ground, but I screw up this turn and I'm able to kind of correct it. He's got a tighter turn than me. This is where he does it. So, okay. Two guys behind me are taken out. Now the pressure is off of me. So to some degree, I need to learn that once the pressure's off, I gotta keep going fast. I can't relax about it. Because ultimately the guys behind me catch up. Now the other thing is, I just set a 149.1, which is a good lap for me. The fastest I've ever done is in the 148s. Get another guy off the road in front of me. Track. This guy is a lot faster than the guy that was behind me before. Eventually he's probably going to catch him. I've seen him on the track before as well. This is from his view. You see I swing a little wide there, allowing him to catch up just that much more. Slingshotting out of this corner is so important. And I should have kind of swerved to the right to get the brake off of my out of my slipstream. Let's just say I'm trying to stay on the track at this point. So there he is passing me. Nice pass actually. Back in my corner. thing about letting a driver like that pass you is I can start to follow his line and see what he is doing to try to increase my speed. And again, I've set a 149.2 this time, which again for me is pretty quick on average to be constantly setting 149s at this point. Again, I swing a little wide there. I should have been a little tighter, but I braked a little too late.
10 minutes right here.
Also a little wide with everything.
Come on, Richard. Come on, move, man. I said come get me in the straight here. Thank you, man. Thank you, fight.
For me, that's one of the hardest turns, the hairpin turn. Getting it just right is so critical because you're going your slowest. And if you screw it up, you're covering way more meters at a slow speed. But man, it's something I struggle with. I'm trying to get better at it. See, he weaved and came out of his slipstream as long as I get it. excited to be right on his tail. But one of the problems with being on somebody's tail is they have a different braking spot. I find I collide with them. I don't think I'm able to keep up with them. I can't recall. Saw him go off the track earlier, which was what allowed me to catch up to him. So I was hoping I could just apply pressure. He made a mistake that set him off the road. Also, last lap again, 392. So I'm feeling really good about this. He is pulled over the side to keep me out of his slipstream again. I had him. Now my concern is going to break before I do, so take it easy there. Feeling really confident coming out of those because I was able to just keep up and catch up to him. Almost passing. I thought I had him. Problem I really have here is if I'm thinking I can just push him a little bit harder to accomplish something, but to pass this guy off like that. That's this guy on my right. Hopefully it's only one person that passes me at this point.
Black man.
We're on lap 14, almost. This is almost the last lap. And I've just lost a place going to lap 14. I was really bummed that that happened because I was doing so well.
Go ahead and pass on the left.
Again, now I just want to get through the race, maintain my safety rating, try to get some I rating out of this. But I knew this guy, I didn't want him to risk passing me in this turn and causing a problem. Rather he just pass me and not get me killed.
Come on, push, push.
That's a guy that brakes a lot harder than I was expecting. Almost wonder if it was a brake check, but I don't think it was. I think it's just a little I'm gonna fast forward here because this is where we're gonna wind up. I don't think there's anything exciting that happens at that point. We just complete our laps. I don't want to risk ruining the rest of my race. Just
Nice race.
But you can see the pack ahead. A lot of people right up there. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So, where does that leave us? Well, at the end of the race, we are in we complete 15 laps. We gain some safety rating. We gain some significant I rating for us. And yeah, I wind up in 7th position after having started in 9th position. So overall, not bad. Additionally, my fastest lap in the 1:48.5 category, it's almost the fastest I've ever done here, with an average lap time of 1:50. Not too bad. I'm like right in the top. This is the lower bracket of these drivers, but you know, out of 21 drivers to come in 7th, I'm pretty happy with those results. You can see here I'm in the lowest bracket. Strength of field is 944. My strength is 1135. Not too shabby.